Hello guys, good afternoon. So I hope that you have practiced all the content we have covered in the previous sections. That too very important is JavaScript. And have you got any doubt in JavaScript? Can you able to hear my voice, guys? Can you be able to hear my voice? Alavi?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can able to hear my voice, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Now we'll continue. So we know how to develop the farm, and by using farm,
Sir, it's not audible, sir.
Guys, now is it audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sorry. Here we know how to work with the forms. Action. Why we need this action attribute? Why we need this action attribute? To send the data, whatever we have collected from the user through the forms to some destination. Here, destination is what? Success.html. Destination is what? Success.html. This is where we are sending the data. Now, in case of checkboxes, I can select multiple checkboxes. I can select multiple checkboxes. It is not like radio. It is radio if and only if I select only one option, then only it is meaningful. Only one option. But in case of checkbox, there is a possibility of selecting multiple checkboxes. Now, skills colon one input. Input type is checkbox, name is skill, value is skill. All these are attributes. Type, name, value. After that, C. All these are important. Everything is important. That is why I'm using here. You'll come to know why we are using this. Okay. Here, type is checkbox. Name is skill. Why we are using name? If another checkbox is there, if I want to identify these two checkboxes as one group, can I name these two checkboxes with the same name? That is why I'm using that. Now, why value will come to know. Value is equal to C. Okay, within the double quotes. Then after checkbox, I'm getting C. After checkbox, I'm getting C. Then two non-breaking spaces. Two non-breaking spaces to get some space. After that, another checkbox. This also comes under skills category. Value CPP. Then I'm getting C++. Right side. After checkbox, I'll get C++. After this checkbox, I'll get Java. After this checkbox, I'll get Oracle. After this checkbox, I'll get what? It is not the checkbox. It is submit button. Okay. It is what? Input type. Submit. Type is the submit. Value also will be submit. Type is submit. Value also submit. Why I'm using the type here? Input to type. What is the input type? Submit. Type is a submit. No, sir. On click. We know how on click is working. On click, return validate. Upon clicking on this button, what happens? What happens? Validate function will be called. Upon clicking on this button, validate function will be called. This is the validate function. If and only if this validate function is returning true, then only form data will be sending to the success.html. If validate function is returning false, the data won't be sent to success.html. Now, simply execute it. What is the output? Now, upon this button, I'm getting submit. Now, what I'll do? Simply I'll use that. In case of checkboxes, I can select multiple checkboxes. If I click on this checkbox, sorry, if I click on this submit button, what happens? It is going to call the validate function. Here, what we are doing, f1 is equal to reduce the length. This is what I'm doing for reduce the length. To reduce the length of the code. Document.forms of 0. This whole HTML document can be represented by this document object. Document is the object. This whole HTML document can be represented by this document object. Forms of 0 means what? Forms of 0 means what? In one HTML file, I can develop any number of forms. In one HTML file, I can develop any number of forms. All the forms will be like indexes. First form, 0th index. Second form, 1th index. Now, forms of 0 means what? First form. First form. First form. Then, here, F1 data skill. F1 data skill. Document.forms of 0 skill. Skill is the member in the forms of 0. Skill is the member. Skill is the member in the forms of 0. In this form, skill is the member wherever skill is there. So that means what? Document.forms of 0 dot skill. F1 dot skill means what? Document.forms of 0 dot skill. That is I'm storing inside what? Skills. That is I'm storing inside skills. Initially, flag will be false. One variable I'm creating, flag. Initially, it will be false. Now, for loop. I is equal to 0. I is equal to 0. I less than skills data length. Skills means what? F1 dot skill. Carefully observe. Now, this skills is acting as an array. This skills is acting as an array. Why? Because 1 skill, 2 skill, 3 skill, 4 skill. All comes under one checkbox. All comes under one checkbox. Now I'm iterating through this array, through this checkboxes, group of checkboxes to check whether at least one checkbox got selected or not. Assume no checkboxes are selected. Simply clicking on what? Submit. Right? Simply clicking on submit. In the for loop, it is going to check whether any skills checked or not. Any skill checkbox is checked or not. If no skill checkbox is checked, if I simply click on submit, what happens? Remains false only. Not false means what? True. This if condition. Not false means what? True. Enter this if block, alert message. Please select at least one checkbox. Please select at least one checkbox. Now for the first skill, it is going to focus. Skills of 0. First skill, it is going to focus. Then returning false. Assume at least one skill got selected. Now flag is becoming true. Right? Flag is becoming true. Now for loop is breaking. For loop is breaking. At least one checkbox got selected. For loop will be returning true. Then we are breaking the entire for loop. Assume last checkbox got selected. Now it is going to start from 0, first skill, then second skill, third skill, then only fourth skill. Fourth skill got selected. Now it is returning true. Then it is breaking the for loop. Assume first checkbox only got selected. Skills of 0 got selected. Now it is true, breaking the entire for loop. Here, requirement is simple. At least one checkbox. If and only if at least one checkbox got selected, break the for loop, submit the form. If no checkboxes got selected, this if block won't be executed. If no checkboxes got selected, this if block won't be executed. Now flag value remains false only. Flag value remains false. Now not false means what? True. This if block will be executing. Alert. Please select at least one checkbox. Focus will be on the first checkbox, then returning false. I did not select anything. Submit this. Alert. Please select at least one checkbox. If I select at least one, submit this. Send us. You can select multiple also, submit this. It's only checking. At least one checkbox is selected or not. That's it. That is the requirement. Yep. What is going on in this case? In case of select, what will get? Drop down. Drop down. Right? In case of selected tag, we'll get the drop down. And we can include any number of options in the drop down. Select the name. For this select, name I'm giving what? Education. Whatever comes under this select, all are that belongs to the select only, right? What is the necessary of keeping here like name education, name education, name education? Not necessary. Inside this select tab only, I have options. Here select is empty, right? That is why I don't know to give name is equal to education, name is equal to education, name is equal to education. No. For the select itself, I'm naming it as what? Education. Under this only, other options will come. Now, option value. Option value is equal to PLS. We'll come to know now why we are using this value. Option value is equal to PLS. Please select. First option will be please select. That is the option. In case of select, by default, first option only will be highlighted. First option will be selected. In case of select. Second option, D. If I use selected property, if I use selected, if I use selected, what happens? That option will be selected, not the default option. If I use the selected, okay, observe here, let me show you that initially. Like this is there. Okay. Now please select. First option is selected. Whichever is highlighted, the blue mark, that is the selected one. First option only selected. Whatever the option you give here, let's say I'm keeping as the first option B. Now that one selected. Observe. Right? Now what I'll do, for this PLS, I'll say selected. By default, first option only selected. There is no necessity of keeping this as selected. That is why I'm taking out this. I'm keeping it for B. Or let's say MTA. That is the selected option by default. Refresh. Let's see I'm getting. Now these are all the options. And one more option we have MBA. MBA. Now input type submit, value is submit. Upon clicking on this button, it is going to submit the data to success.html. That means which option I have selected. That is the data. Now when it return false, it is not going to send the form data to the success.html. When I did not select any option, so simply click on submit. It is not going to send that data to success.html. Why? Because I did not select anything, right? I did not select anything. Now function validate. Let's say mm, please select this there. Please select. If I click on submit, please select education. This is not the actual option. This is not actual option. It is just to indicate to select other options. See here, please select this there. It is only highlighted, right or not? If I select B, B is highlighted. If I select MC, MC is highlighted. Now if you select, please select. Is that meaningful? Alright. I'm not selecting anything. Please select. Drop down is there. If I click on that, I can select B, RMC, or MP. Those are actual options. This is not actual option. Right? Or not? If I select submit, what happens? That means what? I did not select any actual option. Now, we know that document dot forms of 0, whole document, and forms of 0. In the forms of 0, education is the member. Select. Select is the select is what? Select is the select is the member. I'm sorry, tag. Okay, this is the tag. Like this select, I can have multiple select, right? That is why I'm naming this as education. Like this select, in the same form, I can develop multiple select. That is why I'm for unique purpose. I'm naming it as education. Now F1 dot education. First selection, right? First selection, select. First select. Now, education data value. If education data value. Now this education is acting as an array. Education is acting as an array. For this education, we have all the options. What are the options? Please select one option, B one option, MC one option, MBA one option. Totally, how many options? Four options. Four options. Now that four options are four. What is that inside the select tag? Four options we have. Those options acting as an array. Now what I'm trying to do, anywhere in the education, anywhere in the selected tag, inside the selected tag we have the options. Anywhere, if any value is double equal to PLS, that means what? If any option name is equal to PLS, if any option name is equal to PLS, observe for this option PLS, for this option V, for this option education data value. It is not name, it is the value, not the name. It is the value. Name is for what? Name is for what? Select. Name is for select. Okay. For all these remaining options, value, right? Value of something. PLS, BE, MCA, MBA. If any option values PLS, it is going to alert. Please select education. That means what? First option only. Please select it. It is going to select. Will be in the please select. That is the case. If I click on submit, it is going to alert. It is not the actual option. You need to select different option. Then focus will be coming to the first option. Focus will be coming to the first option. Returning false. If returning false, form data is not sent into the HTML. Success.html. Assume any one option got selected other than PLS. First one is PLS. Second one is what? B. Now, education dot value double equal to PLS. Understood? See here, some confusion is there. Some confusion is there. What is the confusion? Here, if you say education, this comes under what? Education is what select. Under this, we have all these options. All these options. Now, assume that I select any one option. Any one option. Now, that option will be mapped to this education. That option will be mapped to this education. That means first the user has been selected this option. Now mapping this option to this select. Select name is education. Now education data value. That means whatever the option I have selected, that value. If that value is equal to PLS, please select education. Anything other than PLS, separate. If anything other than PLS, if the value is anything other than PLS, assume B is the value, or MC is the value, or MBA is the value. We can only select one option, not multiple. Not multiple, only one option. In case of select, this is single select, only one option. So here, if it is PLS, it is mapping to education. Now what happens? Education dot value is equal to PLS. That means what? It is not the actual option that is selected. That is why it is going to alert. Assume now only one option I can select, not multiple. Assume D I selected. Now education data value B, it is not equal to PLS, right? So what happens? What happens? This one is going to return false. Then this if condition won't be executed, returning true. That means that option I have selected. That data they sent into the success.html. MCA is there. No issues. Happily we can able to submit if it is select. Right. If it is MCA, happily you can able to. Right. Why I'm getting initially MCA? Because that is the selected. Yeah. I made it as selected. Was it selected attribute? If you don't give this, first one only will be highlighted. Yeah. This one. Focus, this one. See, education of 0 means what? First option. Education of 1. Second option. Education of 2. Third option. Right? Education of 3. Fourth option. Now, after please select education, first option will be focused. Now, observe carefully. Hmm, let's say here, MCA is there. I'll select, please select. Submit. Please select education. Now, if I say space, that is the only option selecting. That means what? Focus. Focus has been given to education of 0. Okay, fine. That is the case. I need to focus to 3. 3 means what now? 3 means what? NDA. Right? Now let us remove this and let us keep to this default one. Okay, no issues. What I'll do, please select is there. If I click on submit, what happens? Please select education. If I click on OK, focus is not coming. To get the focus, what you need to do is space bar. Space. If I press the space, what happens? Observe what I'm getting. Please select education. That means first option is going to select. Sorry, which option we have? Fourth option. Did I refresh? By default, first option. I'm making the focus. I'm making what focus to? Third option. Okay, third option. Refresh. Submit. Let's say it is our second option. Second is what? MCA. Select education. Space. Education. Education 2 dot focus. See, that means what? Here, focus means what? Why I'm giving the focus? Why I'm giving the focus? Means I did not select some option. Means what? Any option. In case of one text field, yeah. If I don't enter, click on submit. What happens? alert message. We did not, yeah, we did not enter anything. Then focus will be coming to that text field, blinking, right? To enter something. Now here, refresh, submit, click on OK. Now focus is on the submit. See here, education of 0 means what? First option only. Education of 1 means what? Second option. Education of 2 means what? Third option. Say education. Education of 0.
Sir, maybe because we have the select only in the, I mean the name only in the first option.
Yeah, names here, name is the education.
Maybe because of that, sir.
Yeah, name is the education. Then here what I'm specifying, education. Okay, here and then here all the options, all the options I can use it for this array, right? Means option of education of 0 this option, education of 1 this option, 2 this option, 3 this option. Education. See, my requirement is my requirement is if I click on this submit as of now, please select education. Now what I require is this must be changed. This should be changed to what? Some other option. Some other option. Where? Here. Third option. No issues at all. What is the issue? Education. Value. See here, if I click on submit, please select. What is their option? Please select is there. What is happening? Please select education. If I click on OK, the option must be changed. Now, focus. Focus should be changed to something like MCR, BR, anything like that. That is the requirement.
That is what we are selecting in application.
Understood the requirement? Education. If you give double equals, what happens now? It is going to compare. Okay. Education dot selected. Selected is what? PLS. Whether PLS double equal to MCA? No. Right. Actually, we cannot use selected here. Yeah, selected is different. Selected is something that related to HTML. It is not related to JavaScript. So the syntax is proper, but we are not getting the focus. Education on zero, sorry, education on focus. But focus is going to submit. Okay, let's see that. See, have you got the requirement, guys? So what is my requirement is, please select is there option. If I click on submit, please select education, alert message. If I click on OK, that option must be changed. Okay, that option must be changed. Whatever is there, option, please select. That should be changed to anything else, anything other option. What is happening in this case? After alert, after alert, simply it is going to return the false. This function itself got over. If I'm returning false, what happens? This function execution itself is got over. Now this return is getting the false, form data won't be sent. But before that, we need to focus. Before that, we need to focus. Otherwise, I can make use of what is that inner HTML is there. Let's see that. As of now, that is my requirement. Please try. Okay. Tomorrow we'll find the solution. Okay. Tomorrow we'll discuss the solution. Now multi-select. Multi-select. In case of multi-select, if I give the multiple attribute for the for the select tag, if I give the multiple attribute, what happens? Now I can able to select multiple options. Multiple options I can able to select. Name is education, BLS, BE, MCA, MBA, PBA, BCA, BSc. All these are options. Now submit button developing. If I click on submit button, validate function is going to call. Initially flag is false. Now where I is equal to 0, education dot length. I'm considering this education as one array. Dot length till the end of the options. Till the end of the options. That is the length. In this if block, what we are trying to do? Education of I selected. Education of I dot selected. That means what? This means what here? Education of I dot selected. If any one option got selected, okay, that means what? Requirement is what? If any one option got selected. If any one option got selected, and education of I value not equal to PLS. Education of I dot value not equal to PLS. One option I have selected, and that is not equal to PLS. Whatever I have selected, if that is PLS only, what happens? Whatever I have selected, that is PLS. Selected. Education of I dot value not equal to PLS. This one is returning what? False. Assume I have selected first option. PLS. Value is PLS. Education of 0 dot selected, of course, yes, selected. Now education of 0 dot value not equal to PLS, no, it is equal to PLS. Now it is returning false. Whole thing becomes false. Now this if block won't be executed. Now flag remains what? False only. Not false means what? True. Please select at least one. Focus will be going back to the first option, but we are not getting that. We'll see that tomorrow. Now then returning false. Returning false. Assume whatever the option I have selected, that is other than PLS. That means what? Education of I, let's say 1. Okay. 0 is what? PLS. 1 is B. 1 is B. That is selected. And education of I dot value not equal to PLS. Of course, it is not equal to PLS. It is equal to B. Right? It is returning true. Going inside, flag is reinitializing to true. Breaking the entire for loop. Coming out, then returning what? Form data will be submitted. Now multi-select. What? Which one? This one. That is double and operator. Double and operator. Double and or logical and. Okay. Double and. In case of double and, what happens? Both the expressions should be returning true. Both the expressions should be returning true. Then only that double and operator returning true. If any one expression is returning false, then double and operator is going to return false. In case of double and, both the expressions should be returning true. Then only double and operator returning true. If any one option, if any one expression returning false, then double and operator is going to return false. Both the operands, this is what? Operator. This is what? Operand. Both the operands must be returning true. Then only operator returning true. Let's see the output. This is multi-select, multi-select. That means what? I can choose more than one option. Can I choose or not? Yes. But in case of select, we cannot able to choose multiple options. No, not. Now B got selected, submit, submitted. If this one got selected, submit, please select at least one option. But focus should be coming to B, but it is not coming. Let's see that. Now let's say I have selected, please select and B. If I click on submit, whether it is going to submit or not, it is going to submit, right? Why? Is that so? In this case, in this particular case, what happens? Multi-select. I can select, please select also and B also. So here, please select is what? 0. Education of 0. Right? Education of 0 selected. Education of I, that is also 0 as of now. Data value. Not equal to PLS? No, it is equal to PLS. Sure. Now, I have selected 2 options. Please select B, both options. Not only one. 2 options I have selected. Now it should come to so in this case, what is happening? First option I have selected, second option I have selected. What is the last option I have selected? B. Now this is what? This is what? Means in what case I'll get a second iteration for loop? In what case I'll get a second iteration for loop? Education of I selected. False means no options got selected. I is equal to 1. It is going to check for second option. Whether that option is selected or not. No. Right? Here returning false. In case of double and what no? If one expression is resulting false, result entirely it is going to return false. Then if block won't be executed. Right? Then second iteration. Comes up, sorry, I will be 1. That is what? Education of 1. That is also not selected 2. That is also not selected 3. Right? Like that. Now, if I selected only one option, assume that education of 0, that is what PLS. This one. That is the case, it is going to check for another expression. Why? Because why it is checking another expression? Because whether it is equal to PLS or something else. Selected is okay. Selected. User has selected one option. But whatever the user has selected, whether that is equal to PLS or anything else. Education of I 0, that value not equal to PLS. No, it is equal to PLS. It is equal to PLS. Whatever selected, that is equal to PLS. That is why what happens? This one is returning true. Returning true now. No, false. This expression becomes false, right? Right or not? Education of 0 selected. That is what PLS. Double line. This one is returning true. Double line. It is going to check for this expression. Education of I 0. Right? Education of 0. Data value not equal to PLS. That means what? If it is like this, what happens? Control gate. Both will be true. Going inside, flag is true, then break. Then what happens? Straight away it is going to come to return true. No, that is not what we want. If I say not equal to PLS, that should be not equal to PLS. Now whatever I have selected, that is equal to PLS. Right or not? Whatever I have selected, that is equal to PLS. Education of I dot value, it is PLS, but it is not equal to PLS. So this expression resulting false. This whole expression becomes false. If block is getting the false, then this if block won't be executed. Coming to flags, coming to if block, not equal to flag means what? Earlier flag is what? False. Not equal to flag means what? True. If and only if both the expression is true, then only going inside flag is initializing to true. Now flag remains false. Coming to this if block, not false means what? True. Please select at least one, then focus returning false. Form data won't be submitted. Assume whatever I have selected includes PLS, as well as another option. Multi-select mode. I can select multiple options. PLS as well as some other option. For I is equal to 0, education of I, data selected. Two options I have selected. What is the last value I have selected? B. B. Education of I means what now? First option, second option, right? That means what? I of 1. I is 1. What? 1. Education of 1, that's selected as of course selected. Then I'm going to check whether it is equal to PLS or not equal to PLS. It is not equal to PLS. It is equal to what? B. B. It is equal to B. Whatever I have selected, education of I, that value not equal to PLS, of course, true. It is not equal to PLS. It is equal to B. Right? It is returning true. Going inside, flag will be initialized to true, breaking the entire for loop. Straight away, here, observe, not equal to true means what? False. This if block won't be executed now. Straight away it is going to come to execute return true. Form data will be submitted. See why here I can select multiple options here. Multiple options. Whichever the options you have selected as the last, that one will be considered. Right? Option of I. Sorry, education of I. Education of I will be that value. In this case, MBA. Last will be MBA. Okay. This one, huh? Second option of the please select. What that means? Oh, like that, huh? Focus is now means selected is what B. I click submit, what happens? Success, no issues at all. So refresh, and if I do one thing, only I'm selecting what? Submit, select both this, success.
We can't select last option as we select.
This one, huh? This one should be coming last. Of course, no issues at all. What is the issue? Okay. Selected.
Here it's without changing that. Last option is not equals to PLS. Here,
Here, huh?
last option is B equals to is not equals to PLS, right?
Ah,
If we select the second last option as PLS, means here it's something and we select
see here, it is array, right? Array. Assume that I is equal to 0. Selected, huh? If this is returning false, what happens? What happens? Still we are in the loop. Still we are in the loop. Coming to the second iteration, 1. 1 selected? No. Assume that did not. Still we are in the iteration. 2, 3, 4. Till the length. Now, I is equal to 0. That option only got selected, and education of I, that value not equal to PLS. Whatever I have selected, that should not be PLS. If it is PLS, what happens? This won't be executed. This won't be executed. Go into another iteration if there is another option. Now there is no another option. Wait or no? There is no another option. Means what? PLS only is the last option, right? There is no another option here. Completed. Iteration is completed. Coming out, if flag remains what? False only. Not false means what? Please select at least one. Let's say I is equal to 0, education of I, 0. Now in the 0th position, what we have? B. B we have. B got selected, double and education of I, that value not equal to PLS, of course it is not equal to PLS, it is equal to B. Both are returning true. If block is getting true, going inside, flag will be initialized to true. Breaking the entire loop. It won't go to the next iteration. Why? Because one got selected, right? And that is not equal to PLS. And that is not equal to PLS. Entire loop will be breaking now. It won't go to next iteration.
These both are different.
Which one? Ah, see, simple. Nothing is there here. See here. Let me change it to first option itself. Refresh. Here I'm not using the selected. Okay, I'm not using the selected. Why? Because in this case I can select multiple options now. Here we can select multiple options, not only one option. Multiple options we can able to select. Let's say I have selected this one. Please select. This is what? Education of zero. Education of zero. Education of zero. That's selected. Ah, of course, selected. Returning true. Double and. Second expression is it is going to check. If this is false, if this is false, it won't check this one. What happens? It is going to next iteration. I is equal to 1. Whether education of 1 is selected, checking. That is not selected, going another iteration. Let's say education of I 0 got selected. Okay, fine, selected. And education of I 0 dot value not equal to PLS. No, it is equal to PLS. It is equal to PLS. This one returning what? False. False. That is returning false. Whole expression become false. Let's go to another iteration. Let's go to another iteration. That is what? Let's say it is 3 or 1. 1. From 0 we are coming to 1. Better. 0 I have selected. This is returning what? False. If education of 0 selected, education of 0 dot value not equal to PLS, what happens? False. False. So it is coming to the next iteration. I is equal to 1. Education of 1 dot selected, yes, of course. Double and education of I 1 dot value not equal to PLS, yes, of course it is not equal to PLS. Both are returning true now. Going inside, flag will be initialized to true, then entire for loop will be breaking. We don't need another iteration. At least one option got selected. Yes, we don't need another iteration. Now, why it is taking this also and this also means last option, whatever I have selected, that is the option value now. Right? Understood? Get element by ID. We know about the ID attribute to identify that tag or that element. We are using what? ID. Now ID is equal to P1, ID is equal to P2, ID is equal to P3. We are giving the ID. Now in the script tag, the script tag document dot get element by id p1. I'm getting the ID of the element. Element in the sense tag, HTML tag. Document is the object. In this whole document, I'm getting the element. How I'm getting the element? Getting the element by ID name. ID is what? P1. That is I'm storing inside the P1. That is I'm storing inside the P1. Likewise, P2 and P3. Both are saving corresponding P2 and P3. Now alert. V1 dot inner HTML. Inner HTML in the sense, whatever the content is there, whatever the content is there, this is the content. This is the content of this element or tag. Hello from P1 para. Through inner HTML, we can read the body content of the specified element. Buzzing alert, I'm trying to read P1 inner HTML. P1 is what? ID with P1. P2 is what? ID with P2. P3 is ID with P3. That element's body content means what content we are reading. Content. Hello from P1 para alert. Hello from P2 para. Hello from P3 para. Then we are getting what? These things. First HTML will be loaded. Okay. First HTML will be loaded. Then only JavaScript. Then only JavaScript. Why I'm not getting these things in the sense the focus is taken away from the HTML. The focus is taken away from the HTML to the alert. Now focus will be in the alert. What happens? Focus will be in the alert. This will be focus is now what? In the alert, not in the HTML page. It is waiting for the input. Okay, it is waiting for the input. Then only if I click on OK, then only it will let me to access this content. Means we can able to see this content. So something like in websites, they will say that this website will be using cookies. If I only click on OK, then only you can able to see the content like that. Here what we are doing. Type this button, values change. Change will be visible on top of this button. Upon clicking on this button, change function I'm calling, but I'm not supplying this data to any destination. That is why I'm not using the return. Okay. If you are using the form, in case of submitting the form, then only you need the submit. Okay, that is why I'm not using submit here. Simply button I'm using. Understood the difference? Simply button I'm using. You want to submit that data to some destination, then only you can go for submit. Now, for on click, I'm not using but return. Return only is for submitting the form. We're not submitting anywhere here. It doesn't matter whether change is returning true or false. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. On click, change function I'm calling. Simply upon clicking on this button, change function occurring. Now what is happening? Now click on change. Here, three elements we have in the HTML with the ID P1, P2, P3. If I click on the button, if I click on the button, if I click on the button, this function will execute where P1 document.getElement by ID P1. Now P1 I can identify with V1. P2 I can identify with V2. P3 I can identify with V3. Now what I'm doing? V1.innerHTML initially what? Hello from P1. That one I'm changing to, I just changed the P1 reinitialization. P1.innerHTML initially what? This content hello from P1 para. Now I'm reinitializing to, I just changed the P1 reinitialization. Like for V2 also, V3 also, initially original content. Using inner HTML, reassigning means reinitialization. I'm changing the content of the inner HTML of the element. See, get element by ID, we can use it for any element. Not only it is particular, not only it is specific to one element. We can able to use this get element by ID for any element. Now what I'm trying to do here, inner HTML, the content of that element, I'm changing. Initially, this is the content from hello from P1 para, P2 para, P3 para. If I click on change, I just change to P1, I just change to P2, I just change to P3. We are changing the inner HTML or content of the element using inner HTML. Now, paragraph, div tag, span tag. Div is for what? Div is what? Block level. Block level element. You attended right class? Span is for what? Inline. Div is block level, span is inline. On click, read function is there. So click on this button, read function will be invoked. What is there in the read? Document.get element by ID P1, D1 S1. P1.innerHTML, V2.innerHTML, V3.innerHTML. Simply I'm going to read the content. That's it. I'm not trying to do anything else. P1, div, span. Let's say this one read. It will be more helpful. Here what I'm trying to do, change to these elements I have paragraph, div, span. All are having the IDs. By using this ID, I can make use of this ID with inner HTML. Sorry, I can make use of this ID for get element by ID. Now P1, D1, S1. I'm getting the IDs, storing into V1, V2, V3. V1.innerHTML. Initially, this is the content. Let's say all are the smaller case, everything. Now what I'm doing? V1.innerHTML. Initially, what? Some content is there. Alphabets. Some content. That content I'm changing to uppercase. All the content I'm changing to uppercase. Then I'm storing the result to v1.innerHTML. The new content of this v1 will be this uppercase, right? For v2 also, for v3 also. Initially, whatever the content is same. Now what I'm doing? Changing the content to uppercase, all the content to uppercase. Then I'm storing to corresponding v1, v2, v3 as the inner HTML. Let's give one break here. Go from P1 para. See why I'm getting in the next line in case of D. If block level, always it is going to start from new line. But in case of span, see here I'll be giving span. Refresh. First page is coming. Look from P1 para, then span. Let's say here also span. Same line. Let's say this one is paragraph, another paragraph. See here, from element to element, we get what? Some space. Let's say here, heading. Heading space. Let's say this one, any other types? What getting? Some space I've got. Now in the same line it is continuing. Why? Because it is span. Why? Because it is span. If it is div now, entirely a new line. New line. After para, I'll be getting one space. Okay. After para, I'll be getting one space. you don't want that space, use the div itself. Right? Now all are in the smaller case, means lower case, small letters. What I'm trying to do, I'm changing into uppercase everything. Using inbuilt function called to uppercase. I'm calling to uppercase function on v1.h inner HTML. I'm calling to uppercase method on v1.inner HTML. Now initially v1.inner HTML is what? All are smaller case. Even if it is uppercase, it will convert to uppercase only. Understood? Even if it is uppercase, assume it is already in the uppercase. Still it is going to convert to uppercase. Okay. I'm calling what? To uppercase in the on the inner HTML. If all are small, no issues. It is going to convert to uppercase. If all are capital, sorry, all are what? Uppercase. Still it is going to convert to uppercase. Right? Likewise, lowercase also we can. To lowercase. Let's say this one. Another input button change to lowercase. Six. Initially all are in lowercase only. If I click on change to uppercase, uppercase. If I click on change to lowercase, uppercase, lowercase. Okay, fine. Let us wind up the class.
We have to write the E and V line.
Here. Yeah. Yes, of course. Exactly, it should be like this one. Is the function. Exactly, it is. It should be like this one. JavaScript is not, it is case sensitive. Okay, case sensitive. HTML is case insensitive. Yeah, it is not like HTML. It is a programming language. Okay, it is not a markup language. It is a programming language. Set of rules are there. It should be exactly like this one. Please answer your attendance. Bhargavi,
Present, sir.
P.R. Yashaswini,
Yes, sir.
Saishi Lari,
Present, sir.
Tula Arshika,
Present, sir.
Amrat, Srinivas, ML Madhushri, Rahul Gowda, Sachin P.R., Asha B, Abhishek P.N., Sunil Kumar, Shraddha,
Yes, sir.
Saurabh S. Jain,
Yes, sir.
Namrata Prabhu,
Present, sir.
Archana,
Present, sir.
Omar Abdul,
Yes, sir.
Saeed Abdul,
Yes, sir.
Laviani,
Yes, sir.
Shita,
Present, sir.
Shata,
Present, sir.
Rahul Pelavadi, Mohammad Usman, Moin Ahmad, Naveen Kumar.
Present, sir.
Fine. So we'll continue in the next class. Have a good day. Take care.